Well, hello there. Thanks for joining in. I'm just getting started. So, let's see. I'm gonna pick up where I was um yesterday. So, let's see here. All right. So yesterday I was working on this guy. I've done a little bit while not streaming. Essentially, I added the YouTube a box for it. And then this is actually the, what is it? Twitch. That's the word I was looking for. Okay, let's see. Find, change, title. So I've got two of these. Let's see. Change. I don't know what this will do. This might look pretty weird, but I guess we'll find out. All right. And the Twitch. Okay, so this one we want TW, and we want to switch the class Twitch. Change title and delete, save. Ooh, interesting. I'm logged out already. Where's my dev window? That's interesting. I do something weird. It seems pretty odd that I'm logged out of YouTube already. I only logged in a few minutes ago. I don't know, maybe 20 minutes ago. Maybe that's the right amount of time, but it seems like a short amount of time. I may have broken something up. Ooh, that looks so good. Let's flippity flop that. Yeah. Go here. Change title, refresh. And that still doesn't look great. It's because of the CSS. Twitch. What did I do? I did something for YouTube. It was this. Let's see if this does it for Twitch too. Ooh. It's not what I was thinking. Or Twitch maybe I just need some more space around it. I guess that works kind of. Let's do 4. Okay. But that's better. Okay. So change title, connect to YouTube. Okay. maybe I should start by saying I don't like that this is separate. Assuming I didn't break something and this logs in. Okay, it did log in. Interesting. So it did log in that time. Looks like it got some info. I've been struggling to find the right way to update the title for YouTube. So I've been experimenting with two different APIs. Let me move them over here. Okay, so I've already got it open. Derp to derp. So live streaming is one of them, or I should say, live streams is one, and live broadcasts is another. So I have been testing both out. Let's see here. Live broadcasts. So this is the live broadcast one. Let's I really hate this code editor. I wish they would make it wraps. I don't know. Can I do a hacky do? Let's see. Code mirror scroll. What happens if I do overflow wrap? Nothing. Nada. Well, maybe I should like move this around so y'all can see. Let's see here. Which one? All right, so I was trying to do that one. Clearly it did not work. Let's see if I do. Nope. Another level deeper. Nope. It's because it scrolls so far. That's annoying. I'm not even dealing with that anymore. I'm already annoyed. I don't like it. Just sweet money. Make it rap. Come on. All right, so this is the broadcast API, and this one is the live streams API. I have should be live on I should be live on YouTube. Looks like I am. Checking the other window over here. Okay. And I'm live on Twitch. All right. All right, so that's right. I was looking at the API calls. That's interesting. Is there another? Oh, that's why. That was confusing me. Storage, YouTube, save. Now that's commented out, so, okay. Let's see here. All right, so the broadcast one returns one item. And it does look like it's the live. It's the live video, so that's right. The live streams one returns one item, but I have no freaking clue what it's pointing to. All it says is description for default. So live streams doesn't really do what I was thinking it would, which yeah, I don't know. I had tried to start a stream. Maybe that's what I should do. Okay, so I had tried to start a new stream with live broadcasts. And let's see. So insert, what does bind do? Binds a YouTube broadcast to a stream or removes an existing binding between a broadcast and a stream. Can only be bound to one video stream through a video stream, though a video stream may be bound to more than one broadcast. Broadcast can only be bound to one stream, but a stream can be bound to more than one broadcast. Ooh, okay. I don't. My mind's having trouble wrapping around that one right there. Gotta say, I have not been a fan so far of the YouTube documentation. It seems like it has a lot of information. I don't know if maybe it's just arranged weirdly, but it's been a slog to get things even semi-functional. So let's look at what this does. Right, it just sets that and bind. So the ID of the broadcast, snippet stream. So part snippet and stream ID key. All right. Well, let's see. Stream ID. The stream ID parameter specifies the unique ID of the video stream that is being bound to a broadcast. The API will remove any existing binding. Okay. Let's transition. Changes the status of YouTube live broadcast and initiates any processes associated with the new status. For example, when you transition a broadcast status to testing, YouTube starts to transmit video to the broadcast monitor stream. Following this method, you should confirm. Okay. So, transition. It said there's a testing live. The broadcast is visible to its audience. YouTube transmits video to the broadcast monitor and the broadcast is over. It's over. Okay. You know, maybe my problem is I keep looking at the reference. Maybe a guide would actually walk me through this so I understood better. Because just reading the reference took forever. It was not fun. It was very thick last night or yesterday. It wasn't even night anymore. That's how long it was. It's day. All right. Let's see if they have an example. Oh, I don't like that. Wait, maybe this is right. Let's see. Oh, they periodically expire. When that happens, need to be refreshed. When an access token expires or at any other time, your application may be able to use a refresh token to obtain a new valid access token. To refresh an access token, your application sends a post request to Google's authorization server that specifies your client ID. So maybe I could have done this. Right now, I had added something in here so that if it expires, it just shows the login button again and hides the text box. But let's see. Put that down there. Even size that down a bit. All right. Client libraries. Oops. Life of a broadcast. Oh, maybe this is what I've needed to read the whole time. So, live broadcast, live stream, live cue point. I don't actually know what a cue point is. Maybe I should check that out. Part of the Content ID API and has different authorization requirements than requests to manage live. Oh, that's a little bit annoying right there. Maybe it makes sense, but right now it's just kind of annoying. I don't know. I'm assuming, let's see. So it's a queue point into a live broadcast. Currently, requests to this method must be authorized by an account associated with YouTube content owner. This request requires authorization with at least one of the following scopes. Right, what's a Q type? It's not a Q-tip, that's for sure. Let's see. Also see the life of a broadcast document. queue type add. That's the only valid value. Also, it's really annoying to provide no information in the documentation, but to tell you to go look somewhere else. Like, you couldn't copy and paste it a little bit for me? An ad break that can be inserted into a live broadcast. Okay, that's not at all what I was thinking it was, but all right. Guess that's good to know about. Close that. Okay, so video asset claim, blah, blah, blah. Create and manage a live broadcast. Set up your broadcast, claim your content, test, broadcast, conclude your broadcast, create a reference. So to set up, call the insert method to add your broadcast to the YouTube schedule of live events. So I've done this actually. It created one, but I couldn't actually figure out how to go live with it. So even though I think I set the status to public, oh, I guess that's not what I was thinking. So I had started scheduled start time, and I had just done a new date and formatted it to isometric. So it should have been like now, basically. So a JavaScript date. Let's see, what do I got here? Nope, missed. Swing and a miss. All right, console. So I did new. Let's do. Let start equal new date. So I created a new date like so. And start should be. Yep, so it's now a date object, and I essentially took start and did to ISO string. Okay, so that should be, that's exactly what they asked for, the ISO 8601. So it is literally what they asked for. So I did that, and instead of giving me a live broadcast, it said it was scheduled, and it acted like it was in the future. So why don't I read through this real quick and see. Call the live broadcast insert method to create. Inserting must define these values. Okay. Following guidelines when setting up your broadcast. You want to have a testing phase for your broadcast when you can view your video broadcast without other viewers also being able to see the broadcast. You must set the content details monitor stream enable monitor stream property to true and the enable auto start property to false. These are the default values for both properties. If you want to create a reference from your recorded broadcast, you must set the broadcast record from start property to true. If you want to make the recorded video available, for playback immediately after the broadcast ends, you must set the enable DVR. Both of these properties have a default value of true. Okay. You can update any of the content details properties as long as your broadcast status is still created or ready. You can update the broadcast schedule, start time, and scheduled end time as long as the broadcast status is created, ready, or testing. The broadcast title, description, and privacy status and other metadata fields that are part of the broadcast video resource can be updated at any time. If you only want your video to be available to specific YouTube users, set the status, privacy status property value to either unlisted or private. When you call the broadcast insert method, the API response contains the live broadcast resource that you created. Your code should extract and store the ID from that resource. You will need that value to identify the broadcast in future API requests. You can also identify the video resource that corresponds to the live broadcast resource using the same ID. The live stream resource enables you to transmit your video to YouTube. And it describes the content that you are transmitting. Each broadcast must be associated with exactly one stream. Call the live streams insert method to create the video stream for your event. When creating your stream, you must set values for the properties listed below. With the exception of the stream's title, these values cannot be updated after the stream is created. You need to change them when you actually need to create a different stream by repeating this step. This process is discussed in more detail in step 3.5. You also have the option of setting values for the following properties: snippet, description. Like the stream title, the stream description can be updated after the stream is created. Indicates whether the stream is reusable, means that it can be bound to multiple broadcasts. This property's value effectively determines whether a channel has a many-to-one or a one-to-many or a one-to-one relationship between. If you use the property's default of true, then you can use the same live stream resource for all of the channel's broadcasts. That means you do not need to repeat this step for every broadcast. Instead, you can just reuse the stream ID for subsequent broadcasts. You set the property value to false, then you need to create a new stream for each broadcast. Okay, let's... Now I'm curious. So I did say at the start of this that I'm requesting a list from both live broadcasts and live streams. And in said list, they both have one item. Now I'm curious if the live stream shows any sort of connection to the live broadcast. As I am broadcasting right now, I would assume it's connected to that live stream. But would the connection show in live streams or in live broadcasts? Content detail is reusable. True. Oh, I think I may have found it. So, there it is. Okay, so live broadcasts, when you get the list from it, has a value under the content details, but it's content details and bound stream ID, and that's pointing to the live stream. As far as I can tell, that's the only reference, I think. All right, so let's back up. You create your broadcast, you create your stream. Oh, but if I've got a reusable stream, maybe I don't need to create that. Maybe I just skip that and do, oh wait, what the process is discussing. With the exception of stream title, these values, if you need to change them, then you actually need to create a different stream by repeating this process. This process is discussed in more detail. 3.5. You also have the option of setting values for the following properties. So, having created your broadcast and live stream resources, you need to associate the two using the bind. Okay, so that's where I use, where was that? This bind. Okay. You want to show ads during your broadcast. You need to claim the broadcast video before the event begins. Following steps explains this process. That's weird. It's all being set up under my account. Why wouldn't it be claimed by default? An asset resource represents a piece of intellectual property. In this case, the asset is your broadcast. Call the assets insert method to create your asset. The AI response will contain the asset resource that you created. Your code should extract and store the ID, define your ownership of the asset. Its ownership data. Get the assets match, claim your video. Processing the API response. When you insert the claim, the API response will contain the claim resource that you created. Your code should extract and store the ID. Right, update the ad settings for the broadcast. You need to set the advertising options. You enable pre-roll ads, then all viewers will see an ad when they start to watch the broadcast, even if they start watching in the middle. You enable mid-roll ads, then you will be able to insert ad cue points during the broadcast. Enable ads, call the video advertising options. Well, that's annoying. I like how the testing stage is optional, but not the advertise. This stage is optional. If you don't plan to have a testing stage, consider setting the live broadcast resources properties to true to simplify the streaming process. When those properties are set to true, YouTube automatically starts the broadcast when you start streaming video on the bound live stream and automatically ends the broadcast about a minute after you stop. Ooh, that's actually really good to know about. So, I've had connection issues pretty much every time I start my stream. Something goes wrong, even though I have been trying to stream every day, pretty much every day. Like, one of them doesn't connect right. Twitch says it's streaming, YouTube isn't. YouTube says it's streaming, Twitch isn't. Stuff like that. Um, and Twitch will kind of recover if I disconnect and reconnect quickly. But YouTube, if you're disconnected too long, just kills the freaking stream and it drives me insane. So that looks like a way to get around that. Well, hello there. Thank you for the raid. Cool, AJ. Welcome, welcome. All right, during the stage, you embed a player that, wait, this is the test. I don't know if I care about testing right now. Remove the slate image. Step is only applicable to your broadcast if you had set the broadcaster's content details. Start with slate. In that case, you will see a stock image. Start the broadcast. Alright, interesting. Insert ads and slates into your broadcast. Display a slate. Insert ad cue point. Return to your live broadcast. About the YouTube live streaming API or the other idea we discussed? I don't know if you, I did get this Twitch one working. Oh, cool. Yeah, happy to talk about it. The circle? What's the circle? As in the inner circle. Ah, the Twitch ring. Yeah, yeah. Gotcha. Yeah, so I have, oh, I guess I could show you. Ready? Does it work? Boom. Stream title updated. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah. Cool. Catch you later, cool AJ. Let's update this back. Change title. All right. So, to fill all the newcomers in, hello and welcome. Um, I've been working on this thing right here. Essentially, it will be a OBS Studio dock that will let you change. Well, it will let you set the stream info. So if you want to stream to YouTube and Twitch and hopefully other streaming services at some point, I'm focused on these two at first because they're the main ones I've been getting started on. And I'm going to redo this user interface just so we're clear. Right now, I'm just trying to get all the things actually updating. And I have yet to get the YouTube one updating the title on YouTube, but the Twitch one successfully updates my Twitch stream info. Once I get the YouTube one doing it, I'm probably going to reorder this so that there's some sort of like update all, or like you could select YouTube, maybe check boxes or something to select. So select all versus a I just want to update the Twitch one. I just want to update the YouTube one. And so these boxes would be combined. But right now, I'm trying to understand how the stream process works for YouTube. It's been a bit of a challenge, but I had been in all of these. So I'd been reading the actual reference. And let me tell you, if you want to learn this stuff, don't start with these references. They're not super helpful. I'm now learning, start with this right here. So you have to be in the right section when you're, let's go back here. So if you get to the developer's YouTube and you're trying to do live streaming stuff, you want to go to these documentations for live streaming right here. If you just go to guides, it doesn't really get you in the right area. It gets you into the YouTube data API stuff. Or if you, well, maybe samples. Yeah, it doesn't exactly get you what you need. But if you go to live streaming here, it gets you into this live streaming API and you get the references specifically for it. And I kept starting in the reference. And that's apparently the wrong place because I didn't know that there's a process. Um, on Twitch, let's jump over to the Twitch stuff here. Scroll up here. So the Twitch APIs, maybe this isn't even right. I'll start here. So the Twitch APIs, you kind of just start streaming and it handles it. And as far as the reference, you only need a couple of these to update it. So you have to be able to authenticate, which I've already figured out in previous streams. I believe they're all on Twitch and maybe some of them YouTube if you want to watch those. But you need, you need the channel. Where is it? Get channel, not chat badges. Badges? Badges? Don't need those sticking badges. All right, I need to get that audio clip so it's not me doing a terrible job. So you start with the modified channel information API. You have to find your broadcaster ID. That was fun. But once you authenticate, what I found out a couple days ago is the authentication API returns I think it's as part of the authentication, it returns a sub parameter, and that sub is actually your user ID, which is your broadcaster ID. So you can grab the sub from your credentials, provide it as the broadcaster ID, and you can then modify the page title. So you end up providing something like this. You do the request, I believe it's a patch. So you do a patch request to that URL, put in your user ID, which you can grab from the credentials. You put in the auth token, which you grab from the credentials, and your client ID. So once you've got all of those set up, you then can add the data you want to update, and you can update your title. So right now, this title is just being updated by calling this API once you've authenticated, and I've got various ways to authenticate, at least to Twitch, and the code's a hot mess. I'm not gonna lie. I'm going to be cleaning this up, but it's experimentation code, so deal with it. All right. But I'll show what that is. Let's see. So we're looking at the modified channel. So channels, we go down to channels. Oh, this is the authentication. So you have to send this Twitch config, and you URL param or search params that, and this is how you authenticate. Is you go to that URL, it asks you to log in, and yeah, once you're logged in, you then take the login information, which you can see right there, client ID, and you take the access token. Oh, and that's the sub I'm talking about. So this endpoint returns a string. Sorry, it returns a URL hash. So it shows up like up here as a hashtag, kind of like this, but it's a really long one, and it has a few things, including a JWT. And so you have to parse the JWT, and once you parse that, or actually more specifically, you parse the ID token, which is the JWT. And inside that ID token JWT is the sub, and that's your user ID. And that's what you provide for the broadcaster ID. So once you're logged in like that, you, let's see. Let's sidetrack with the chat. Let's see here. So once you're logged in, you can make these requests with your user ID, your access token, and the client ID. And this one actually just gets it is performing a get request and just gets the channel info, the channel. So The response is an object with a data, and then inside the data is an array. And so I'm just grabbing the first item from the array and grabbing the title, and that's how this right here is getting propagated. And I'm doing something similar with oh, actually that's funny. I updated this one. Maybe I'll do this. So what this should do is, if it gets the channel info and has all that data and has a title set, it should set the value of the text area to that title. If it doesn't, it will check and see if the YouTube broadcast has a title set and use that one. If it doesn't have either, it just does an empty string. So let's see here. Did I do that for the YouTube one too? Okay, I still have. So let me copy this. This is just the slight reverse of that. So it favors YouTube instead. So it does YouTube first. If YouTube doesn't exist, it does Twitch. If Twitch doesn't exist, then it's an empty string. Let's see. Sorry, swapping chats here. Okay. All the chats are sidetracking me. All right. I don't remember where I was. I'm pretty sure I was recapping, but I'm gonna just continue on. So instead of recapping all the stuff, I'm gonna switch back to reading the riveting life of a broadcast with Jojo Bite. Once upon a time. Step 4.4. Remove the slate image. All right. Was the step 4 stuff all advertising? I can't recall. Where was it? Step 3. Well, that was interesting. The broadcast. Okay. During this stage, your broadcast video is viewable to your audience. Confirm your video stream is active. Call the live streams list method to retrieve the live stream resource. Confirm that status.streamStatus property value is active. Okay. Apologies for not sharing this, but I want to make sure I don't accidentally leak credentials or something. So I'm keeping it on a different screen. I guess that's no guarantee I won't leak credentials, but you know, you can only do what you can do. So status, stream status. Live stream status. Stream status. Yeah, it says active. Yep, sweet. Which indicates that the YouTubes are receiving data from your encoder correctly. Transition your broadcast status to live. Call the live broadcast transition method to update the broadcast status. Set the ID parameter to the broadcast ID in step 1.1 and set the broadcast status parameter to live. Okay. If you set live broadcast resources, content details, enable auto start, then you do not need to call the live. Okay, that's cool. That's actually cool. I'm annoyed with how many steps this process takes to just start your broadcast, but it is kind of cool. You can start streaming and not trigger it live if you so desire. What I'm actually wondering now is if there is a way in the YouTube studio to set that, because I've never actually seen that before. Oh, that's even more interesting. I guess I've been streaming to YouTube and the video wasn't set to public. Cute. All right. Let's see. Ooh, that's annoying to me. That's one thing I haven't been able to find a toggle for is it defaults to this. Places mentioned in your video, such as restaurants, may be displayed in the video description section. But I'm not mentioning places. And so I don't want that enabled, but I haven't figured out a way. I even was looking for the API for it, but didn't see it. Let's see. So tags, language, recording date and location, stream location, license, allow embedding. Well, okay. Live chat replay. So yeah, I don't. Huh. Yeah, I don't see any toggles for the in this YouTube Studio to enable auto start. So I guess it's only if you do it through the API. Hmm. Mm, sorry, checking one other area. Into YouTube's API. Oh, that's weird. Exit stream. No, don't exit stream. Window? No. And new tab. Okay. Hmm. Now I'm looking in another section of the YouTube API to see if there's anywhere else those might be set. This enable auto start and auto end thing, but I still haven't found it. Hmm. Hmm. All right, I'm just in settings now. Okay. Or defaults, public, advanced settings, automatic chapters. Okay. Okay. Hmm. 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 No, I can't find those settings anywhere in the studio. So that's interesting. I guess the only way I can set these is through the API, which I guess it's good to know about. And as it's been an annoyance factor for me, I will probably look at I'll probably look at starting my YouTube streams this way once I get it figured out. I mean, that's kind of the goal, anyways. Essentially, I would have this widget before I start streaming, set the titles for all of my content. Um, and this would also provide um, a browser source for OBS so that you could have all of your titles update just with one little widget here. So that would be the ideal. Hmm. Hmm. Oh, hey, where to go from here? So if it auto starts, or if you're not auto starting, you can manually transition the broadcast into a live state. Remove the slate image. Okay, I did skim that, but only applicable to your broadcast if you had the broadcast content details start with slate. In that case, viewers see a static image when you start your broadcast, and you need to remove that slate to make your broadcast video visible. Interesting. Okay. Good to know about. Insert ads and slates. Oh, that's kind of cool. If you want to, I guess, schedule like a break or something. I kind of do this manually right now in OBS Studio, but I guess you could also do it through um, YouTube, but then it wouldn't apply to Twitch. I think it would be more useful. I don't know if you can do that. But if, say, you had a connection issue with YouTube, if it would fall back to the slate, or you could have some way of falling back to it. I guess, yeah, and there might be a way to do that. If it would fall back to the slate, that would be great, but it's saying you have to remove it to even see your video, so, see. I don't really care about cue points right now. Maybe they'd be great to add, you know, make money if I want to do advertising, but that's not my goal for now. So return to your live broadcast. When you're ready to return viewers to your live broadcast, that's also only applicable if you're switching to an ad, apparently. Conclude. This concludes. Transition your broadcast status to complete. If you set live broadcast resources, then you do not need to complete this step. YouTube will automatically. When you're ready to stop broadcasting, call the transition and set the status to complete. If you had set the broadcaster's record from start and enable DVR properties to true, then when the live event ends, your audience can immediately watch the live event playback. Ooh, that might actually be cool. I've been because I often start my stream with this countdown timer here. This countdown timer. So I'll give this a start, and a lot of times it's got like 10 or 15 minutes before I actually start streaming. It would be awesome if I've got all this channel info stuff working and it's already connected to the APIs, if I can set this countdown up, because I already have auto start countdown on streaming started. So it would be awesome if you start the streaming, it starts the countdown, and because the countdown starts, it also immediately adds record from start and just takes whatever the time it started at and adds, you know, 10 minutes or whatever. So that would be cool. I'm definitely going to look into getting that functioning. So you've got the countdown timer and this semi-synchronized so that all of your stream is a little more automatic. That'll be cool. Let's see. Pull the data API for the video status. YouTube must finish processing a broadcast or upload video before you can create a reference from that video. To determine whether the video has finished processing, poll video list. Response to your polling request will contain a video resource when the value of that resource property is processed. Okay. Reference from the processed video. It would, this might also be something to look into, but it would be kind of cool if you could just set up a webhook and say, yeah, like whenever this is done, just hit my webhook so I don't have to like keep pinging the server. Create a reference from the processed video. To create your reference, call the Content ID API's references insert method and get the claim ID parameter to a claim ID that you stored in step 2.4. Live content ID delivery. Some YouTube partners are able to create a reference before their broadcast transitions to the testing state, but that feature is not available to all partners. In that flow, YouTube generates and continually updates the reference from your live events broadcast stream. All right, well, so it doesn't seem likely that it's going to apply to me since I've got 3 followers on YouTube. So, you know, I'm going to not worry about that for now. But I've got a little bit better of an idea of what I need to do to update this title and to start streaming. Understanding broadcasts and streams. Yeah, I should have read these first. Hindsight. Gotta love it. All right. A broadcast represents an event that can be watched on YouTube as it happens. Each broadcast is a distinct YouTube video. A broadcast can be and needs to be bound to exactly one stream. A stream enables you to transmit audio-video content to YouTube, and it defines the settings for how you stream your content to YouTube. The same stream can be bound to up to 3 live broadcasts. It is also common for broadcasters to reuse the same stream for many different broadcasts if those broadcasts occur at different times. Okay, that's more or less the gist I got from this one. Life of a broadcast. Configure a single encoder. The most common API use case. Your YouTube channel has a series of scheduled or recurring live events. As the channel owner, you have a single encoder and only want to configure the encoder one time. That I know I read that, but that literally took no purchase in my brain. I'm gonna have to reread that. The most common API use case. Your YouTube channel has a series of scheduled or recurring live events. As the channel owner, you have a single encoder and only want to configure the encoder one time. So you create one live stream resource in the API and then use the content delivery settings from that resource to configure the encoder for the channel. Note that if you have multiple channels, you must create a different stream for each channel. You then create live broadcast resources in the API and bind all of those resources to the live stream resource. What? In this scenario, every live event that you schedule for your channel uses the same streaming settings. However, only one event is live at any given time. The video content for each broadcast is unique. At any time an event occurs, you update the broadcast status to either testing or live and proceed to broadcast that event on YouTube. Another common approach is to create a separate stream for each broadcast. In this scenario, you would create a distinct live stream resource for each live broadcast resource. and then configure your streaming encoder to use the appropriate settings for each broadcast. This approach might make sense if your channel has multiple recurring broadcasts such that 2 broadcasts might occur simultaneously, making it infeasible for both broadcasts to use the same streaming settings. In fact, your channel might treat each recurring broadcast as a show and just create one live stream resource per show. Then each episode of the show would represent a broadcast. Now, all broadcasts of the same show could be bound to the same stream. Okay, I think I understand that. The way I'm understanding it now is the live stream. Let's see. So when I create the live stream in YouTube Studio, it gives you a stream key, a stream URL, and a backup stream URL. So, So the live stream is essentially connected to that stream key. And if you create different live streams, the keys will likely be different each time or for each stream. But you could potentially, like they're saying here, if you have 2 different shows on your channel or multiple, I guess they set up to 3 somewhere, right? I'm not crazy. I read that somewhere. I know I read that somewhere. Let's see. Is it spelled out? Let's try 3. No. 3. There. See, I knew I read it somewhere. So the same stream can be bound to up to 3 live broadcasts. Wait, that's not what I read. I mean, I read it, but same stream can be bound up to 3. It is also going. I thought there was something else that said you could only have up to 3 live streams. Yeah, maybe I just misread that. I read this already. You want to split a live stream into multiple simultaneous broadcasts, such you have one live stream that is bound to 2 or more live broadcast resources that have a live status at the same time. For example, suppose your channel broadcasts a 24/7 live feed, but you also want to create a separate video for an interview that occurs during that broadcast. In this case, the interview content is a subset of the broadcast 24/7. To handle this case, you create 2 live broadcasts, resources, and bind both broadcasts to the same stream. The 24/7 broadcast is ongoing and its resource has a live status long before the interview begins. When the interview begins, you update the status of the resource associated with the interview to live without changing the 24/7 broadcast. Thus, you are streaming the same content to two separate videos at the same time. When the interview ends, you update the interview broadcast resource again to complete. All right, I guess that kind of makes sense. It's a way of clipping, or what does Twitch call it? Highlight. So Twitch has highlights. It's kind of a way of doing a live clip or a live highlight of a stream. All right. I don't know if I'll really have use for that. At least I can't foresee one right away. But all right, it's good to know this stuff, I guess. So based on this, I have to create the broadcast. So let's go back to the code here. This is what I was trying to do, and it wasn't quite working. But this one kind of worked, I think. I'm gonna comment all, I mean, I think I want this to work the way I was setting it up here, but I don't want it interfering with this since this was working. So I had tried to create a live broadcast and that didn't quite work. Then I tried to create a live stream and that didn't quite work. So what this is saying is you create, oh, actually, oh, okay. I can't foresee using this feature until right now when I want to use this feature. So an example of this feature that would be really useful right now is I've already got my live stream going on YouTube. I don't want to end it just so that I can test this out. But guess what? I don't have to. I can create another broadcast and attach it to the same live stream and verify the API and all the setup is working without closing my current broadcast. So, right as I'm saying I can't ever envision a use for this, I envision a use for it. So, there you go. I'm going to try that. So, need to do an insert, and that's post, and that needs these. Still haven't figured out how I'm supposed to set the, oh, maybe I do still set it the way I did, but I'm gonna need to let's see. So I set it up like that. Where is this? Copy that. Paste that. Okay. Insert live. I might not need to insert live stream. This, I don't think, because the live stream exists, I'm gonna skip the insert live stream. Let's see. Claim your video. Embed a monitor stream player. Start your video. Okay, so I believe I've already got the API. Pulling in the live stream list. So that's what I want. What did that say? Live broadcast. So I want the live broadcast. Wait, when do I bind it? I need to bind it at some point. Whoa. That wasn't planned. Okay. When do I bind it? So I transition the broadcast first to testing, and then I bind. Wait, no. I need to bind sooner. That's what I was thinking. That seemed weird. Okay, so I need to bind pretty much immediately, and so the bind API. So bind a broadcast to a stream. Hmm. Okay. So Okay, and we'll do one more there. And not caps, indent. Is caps still on? No, got it off. Okay. And comment this out. So insert live broadcast. Uh, that's not needed for live broadcast. That is needed. Status public. Maybe I'm gonna do unlisted since I'm testing this. Scheduled start time. So this is where it should set it the start time to right now. Swap that. Whoops. Swap that. Okay. Then instead of insert live stream, I want bind. So gonna delete that. So live broadcast / bind. It is a post. I need the ID. What part just needs snippet? Okay. Delete those. Okay, so what do we got here? I'm assuming the order doesn't matter, so I'm actually going to do part first and keep the IDs closer together. So I need and ID equals, and we're gonna just do that and say broadcast ID. Okay. And whoops. And stream ID equals stream ID. Okay. I'm assuming we don't actually need the API key, so I'm not going to include it because right now I'm providing the bearer token. And as far as I can tell, that has more privileges than just the API key. So for now, I'm not going to include it. Got that, accept application JSON. Oh, it's almost like a get request. Interesting. So it doesn't really have any request body. So I can remove the content type, authorization, and I can remove this. So, and say find live broadcast. All right, so insert live broadcast would create a new one. And what would the request body be? Scroll down here, Sweet Marie, it's taking forever. They not? Ugh. Come on. Just show an example of what the response is supposed to be like. So freaking annoying. I don't want to go to another page to see example data. All right, so it should return, if successful, this method returns live broadcast resource in the response body. So it should return, that's what I need to do. I need to capture the information. Or how was I doing that before? Oh, I need to clean this up so bad. It's getting hard to find stuff. There's so much duplicated code. Well, I'll get to that soon though. That's what I was looking for. All right. So I want to, where was it? There it is. All right, I want to capture. So I'm adding this in here because I found that if my token expires, it gives a, I mean, I guess I could say if it's, I don't know, it might make more sense to say if it's any 400 error, but 401 is unauthorized and what is, right? And 400 is forbidden, something like that. No, 403 is forbidden, something like that. I don't know. That's why I'm like, one of them might, like, yeah, it might make sense. I don't know. To just look for several of the different 400 errors, and then if you get any of them, log out. But all logout does is like kind of, I'm not using any cookies, but it's kind of deleting local storage data and then refreshing the page so that it shows the login button again. But as I found out earlier when starting the stream, there is a there's a refresh token, so I might be able to, instead of logging out, try to refresh the token, and then if the refresh token fails, go ahead and log out. But I'm not going to deal with that for now. You know why? Because I don't want to. So, insert live broadcast should return that broadcast thingamajigger. And the broadcast should have a the broadcast should have a, where would it be? I'm assuming it would just be the ID. I think it's probably just the ID. And then stream ID. Oh, yeah, that's right. And stream ID I would get from, what is it? YT live streams. So this one right here gets this data. So YT live streams. Every time I scroll through this, I'm just like, oh, it's not good. It's so messy. You need to clean it. I'll get there. I'll get there. All right, so I need YT live streams. From the live streams, I don't think it like tells you the default information, so I think you've got to do um live streams dot items dot 0 dot ID. Okay. Theoretically, that would work, but I'm assuming. Oh, why do I have so many open now? Gonna close that one. This is for bind. So for bind, I'm gonna close some of these. Okay, so for bind, oh, I guess, yeah, that's right. That's it. So it doesn't need any actual data beyond that. That'll bind it to the live stream. And then once it's bound to the live stream, that's where I need to go back here. So bind, claim your content, blah de de blah. Confirm your video stream is active. Transition your broadcast status to testing. That's what would be next. So transition. So I probably need to copy this. Oof. I don't like when it does that. Learn how to indent. Sweet. Jigglypuff. So bind this one would be transition. 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 Don't transition. I want testing. Transition to testing. Broadcast. Okay. That's forgot about that. I would like when I do that for all of that to slide over. Was the reason I was doing that. Let's see. Cappy. Cappy that, Captain. All right, so with this one, YouTube live broadcast transition. Does it have a part, snippet, status, snippet and comma status? Okay. And then broadcast status is testing. ID. So, and broadcast status testing. I'm actually, just so I can keep track of this better. Whoops. Let's do that. And that. That didn't really help me much. I was hoping it would make it stick out. What about this? What does that do? No, that doesn't do anything. Uh, let b stat equals testing. All right, b stat ID. What's the ID we want? Your broadcast ID. So it is this one. And key, but we don't need no education. We don't need no thought control. All right. Transition live broadcast. Let's see here. I think that should do it. And it's a post. Their application JSON. All right. Think this will do it. And that would set the broadcast into testing mode. Oh, unbind the video stream. Call the bind method from step 1.3. Yeah, I set the ID parameter to the ID obtained in step 1. Do not include stream ID parameter. To delete the video stream. I don't want to delete the video stream. I might want to delete the broadcast, but repeat step 1.2 to create a new properly configured stream. It's not what I want. Enable auto start. You have successfully completed testing stage. You have the option of setting the broadcast content details. Enable auto start. Enable auto stop properties. During this stage, your broadcast video is viewable to your audience. Confirm your video stream is active. If it is, set the status to live. Okay. All right. I think I'm understanding this finally. But before I do all of this, I'm gonna comment this stuff out real quick because I just want to see what this will return. Oh, actually, I should log this. So console.log. We are logging the YT insert live broadcast. And that. Can I add these down here too, as I'm sure when I first test this, I will want to see what they return. So Ooh. Find. Okay. Now I should be able to Oop. Hey, look at that. I'm logged out again of YouTube. That's funny. Hmm. Okay. I'm logged back in on YouTube. Let's refresh that. And um let's see what this will do. Oh, I'm like nervous if I'm gonna break my live stream right now. Um, okay. Here goes nothing. Click. Bind live broadcast is not defined. Okay. But insert live broadcast was, and that logged. Okay. And what did I get from that? So I got the ID. Hmm. Hmm. I wonder if there's a way to see this in the YouTube interface. Ah, sweet. Okay, so in the YouTube interface, I do see the upcoming one with the title set correctly. Since I see that, I'm gonna refresh this. Okay, and ruh-roh. Huh, am I still online? Looks like I'm online still. Oh, well, looks like my YouTube is still streaming, so it doesn't look broken, but after refreshing, um, the broadcast I created is not coming through. Like, it's still listing live broadcasts with only one, which I'm assuming there should be two now. Am I filtering it, maybe? Maybe I'm filtering it somehow. Which one is this? YouTube live broadcast. Let's see. Okay, live broadcast. We fetch this. Snippet content. Broadcast status. Ooh. That's probably what's going wrong. If I set... Wait, broadcast type, broadcast status. Oh, I think there was something weird with this when I looked yesterday. Where's broadcast? I don't want that one. I want this. List by broadcast status. I think I had tried broadcast type all. This example retrieves information about the authenticated user's live broadcasts. Note the broadcast status parameter is set to all to ensure that all matching broadcasts are included. Active. Well, it's not set to all, it's just not set, but I guess that's the default. Okay, so I am setting it, and that's where I'm going wrong. So, presumably, if I remove that, and I'm actually going to just, on the end here, put it there, save, come back here, refresh, Ruh-roh, 400, error, no filter selected. I cannot not set that apparently. So that's interesting. Remember that time I said there was something like this the other day? Yeah. That was the something interesting I found the other day. So so it does mine. Is that what I'm missing? So part, snippet, content, status, broadcast. Wait. So what if I do and mine equals true, save, and refresh. Okay. Okay. Aha. It's not at all what I wanted. Well, now I have 5 results. Well, this is annoying. This bed's too soft. This bed's too hard. I'm apparently Goldilocks with this API. So what am I looking at? I grabbed the first one, and that has the tinkering title that I set. Let's see. So, gotta check out the status for all of these. All right, let's see. So, the first one has the tinkering title. It has status, life cycle status created, unlisted. The next one is complete, status private. The next one is life cycle status live. It's public and it's recording. Okay. So basically I need to make sure I'm not getting the complete ones. Can I do that? I guess I can get... What is broadcast status filter unspecified? Let's see what this does. I have no idea what to expect with it, but you know, I'm gonna try it. Let's see. Let's do that, and this, and copy, paste, cut. All right, and all right, this should be interesting. Do some damage. Yep, it did damage. 400. Broadcast status. Error. Error. Incompatible parameters specified in the request. So I can't do mine. All right. What about active? I wonder if active will cover just the active or if it'll... Wait, no. Active is what I was doing and it wasn't showing up. So I need active and upcoming. I wish I could specify both. Or is there a way to filter, like if I get all the results and then filter out the stuff? What's this thing you do? I don't know what... Exgiv. Quote, user, upload type, fields, alt. Well, hello to everyone following along. Feel free to introduce yourself if you feel so inclined. Ask any questions. You know, good stuff. Use emojis, whatever. Surprise me. Just ask if you want me to. I'm kind of tired of doing recaps without people asking. So if you want me to recap what I'm doing, I will, but not unless someone pings me in the chat to ask for it. So, I might want to focus on the upcoming. So let me try this. Save. And refresh. Oh, that fails too. Interesting. Is that also incompatible with mine? Yeah. So I can't use broadcast status and mine. So I could either use upcoming or no broadcast status. So let's do that. And that brings it back. All right. Okay. That gives us the list. Maybe I haven't actually tested this, so. Wait, what? That's annoying. Okay, I haven't tested this, so I want to test that before I move along here. So, refresh. And what does it give me? One item. So it does give me the upcoming. Wait, I guess I haven't verified that yet, so. Or I say that for sure. Yes, created, unlisted, not recording. So it did give me the upcoming. I'm gonna try this. I think it's gonna break, but maybe it'll work and it would filter it for me, and that would be awesome. So save and break. Yep, it broke. Okay. It will not break. It will not break. It broke. What about this one? Save, refresh. Oh, wasn't expecting that. Oh, I guess maybe I. Well, it's not as impressive as I was thinking initially because it clearly only did one of them. But which one? Status active. So, wait, no. Oh, which status do I have? Okay, so it only acknowledged this last one, but I wonder if I do. This used to be something you could do in the PHP days, but I haven't done anything like this. But that would make it into an array. I'm gonna try it. Why not? Maybe I'll get banned from YouTube, but you know, I'm not trying to. I'm just trying to understand the stupid API. No filter selected. Expected one of on behalf of channel ID mine broadcast status. Okay, so it definitely didn't work. Okay, so I think what makes most sense is not including the filter or the broadcast status for now. So it's just mine. It gets all of them. It's a little annoying to me, but then it should get me the most recent videos, and then instead of making multiple requests, I'll just filter them on my side. So let's see. I could do something like this and go res dot, wait, actually before I do that, I should refresh so I can see this information. Okay, so res dot items res, at that point it should be there, but I'm gonna do this anyways for funsies. All right, items, so res exist, items exists. Dot map. Okay, so for map, is this gonna break anything? Where else am I? Yeah, that's gonna break stuff. All right, even though it would be easy to do there, I'm gonna actually move this. So, let's just do let temp YouTube data equals YouTube broadcast dot question mark dot items question mark dot map callback function value. So we want wait, we don't want map, we want filter. I think that's what I want. Okay, map filter. No, not that. Filter predicate value. So let's say item And we're going to return, so item, no, item dot, so item dot status. Where are we looking at? Item status. Okay, so item dot status dot life cycle status is equal to, let's wrap this. This is too long. Okay. That's interesting. Okay, so is equal to complete. No, I don't want to find complete. I want to filter out complete. Okay, does not equal complete. Save. Then we want to include that, save, and refresh. Okay. So now I've got an array with 2 items. And the status on those items is I've got one with a lifecycle status created and one with a lifecycle status live. Sweet. So I've done all of this because actually maybe I should come up here and do let YouTube active broadcast data. So we're going to do YouTube active broadcast data. I'm calling it active, even though YouTube calls active only live stuff. But I mean it in the sense that it's not marked as complete. So, whoops. What am I doing? Let's delete that. Items filter, not complete, and that. So that should give me active broadcast. Then we go down to the bottom here. Oh, hello. Sorry, just noticed some messages. I guess not too long ago. Hello, Plosh9977. You want to learn JS. What should you do? What have you done any research so far, or are you brand spanking new to the idea of learning it? If data I need a reference. What do I want to reference? I think there's a like find, yeah, is this what I want? So find element is greater than 10. The element is an object. Returns the first element. That is what I want. So I want dot find say cast equals cast dot status dot, what is it, life cycle status is equal to upcoming. I want to change this already. I'm going to change it. Okay, instead of this, I'm actually going to say let that equal find. Okay, we're going to delete this let. Let me know if you're still around. Kalash 9977. Yar, I'm happy to respond. Sorry I didn't see your message earlier. So let's see. Okay, so live broadcast. If hello there, Tommy Luco. Yes, it is good evening for me. Good morning to you. What time is it where you're at? Let's see, so if that does not exist, then we run this one. Okay. And that. Okay. So live broadcast should get set. It's 9:41 a.m. Wow. It's about 2:40 a.m. here. Okay, insert that. We get live broadcast. So now, assuming this works and doesn't break, if I try to submit this, I guess actually before, I'm just going to comment this out and try this and see, because I know I've got that item in there. Let's see, there's my thing. All right. So we've got tinkering. Oh, that's, wait. Maybe I should move this up all the way out. So you're finally ricing a bit more on your i3 config. Is i3 a processor? It makes me think of like an Intel Pentium i9 or something like that. I don't know what i3 is. What's i3? Give me a reference point. Ah, i3. Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. You mentioned that. I haven't used i3 before. Ah, now it's all coming back to me. You made the comment about Pop OS. That's right. Yep. Cool. So you are working a bit more on your i3 config to get your window manager working. What's I know I've heard of i3. I don't know if I've ever looked it up. Let's see. It's i3 window manager. Tiling window manager. That's right. I've heard of this before. Well, you're too legit to quit, man. I've tried messing with window managers before, and back before Pop OS existed, I used to use Ubuntu, and I had tried a few other flavors. I mean, more of the main brand Fedora type stuff, but I think I had once tried to do Arch Linux, and I could never get the like. I think I once got a GUI to launch probably some form of X window, but it was a nightmare and it wasn't stable, and I gave up and switched back to probably Ubuntu, I'm sure. Nice. You're making it prettier now. That's cool. So does it, like, since it's tiling, does it just mean that like things are always full screen unless you have multiple windows open, then it tiles them? Or like there's not even a need for a desktop background or something? Yeah, is it Arc or Arch? I never know. I should look it up, but I don't care that much. I wanted to be too cool for school at the time. I wanted to be that guy who knew how to use Arch, and then it defeated me, and I became that guy who thinks Arch is stupid. Ah, nice. All right, what was I doing? I was moving. Where was I moving that? Um, it's not gonna make sense there because I need the broadcast data. So active broadcasts. So I could probably do this right here. But since I'm defining almost all these other variables, I'm gonna do that. Move it up here. No, do it right there. All right. So Insert live broadcast. Live broadcast. So that should exist when it gets down here. And I want to log that out rather than submitting anything. So save, refresh. Okay, and what happens if I click that? Insert live broadcast, undefined. Okay, that didn't work. Where did I go wrong? Find cast. I feel like that should have worked. But I guess I can log it real quick. Let's see here. All right, and refresh. So top, yeah, it's undefined right here. Why is it undefined? I guess. So I get the array. Should go into the array. So find cast status, lifecycle status. It should be working, I think. Yeah, regarding Arch, if you forget to update it for a while, it might completely break once you update it, as some dependencies might have been deprecated in the meantime, and then poof, system broken. Yeah, up until Pop OS, that's pretty much been my Linux experience. Like, anytime there's like the, what is it, the Ubuntu 2204, and then 2211 comes out or whatever. And whenever I do those distribution upgrades, it seemed like even if I waited till they had been out for a really long time, it would implode things. And only since I've been using Pop have I not had that happen. Not that it couldn't still happen, but I think they've done a really good job at making sure that they're not imploding people's computers. I'm sure it helps. Oh, you think NixOS is more stable? I'll have to check it out. I haven't checked it out yet, but I'm sure Pop OS helps because they have their own computers that they're installing it on. It's like incentive to make sure that they don't break all the computers they sold people. All right, so what is wrong with this? Array, find, element, but it should know if it's an object. Shouldn't it? And it is an object, so the object should have status. And the what if I don't do the filtered and do this? Still undefined. What did I do? Cast status, life cycle status. All right, let's wrap this like so. Console dot log, and we're gonna say in this and cast save refresh. All right, so that loops through all of them. What about cast dot status? Okay, that still lives through all of it. Did I spell upcoming wrong or something? Oh, derp de derp. It's not upcoming, it's created. There is some other reference to... Okay, so I want created. So if it's live, the life cycle status is live. Let's reorder this real quick. So created live or complete. So that should work now. Refresh. What? What the heck? Oh, derp. Derp to derp. All right, that should work now. Okay, that's working. All right. Okay. Delete that. Delete that. Created. I probably don't need to filter over all the items, so since I'm already filtering them out, let's do that. And save, refresh. Okay, I can probably comment that out for now. And all right, save and refresh. Now that should, so insert live broadcast is set to the created status one. Sweet. Okay. Which means I uncomment this. And this. Let's see what happens. Save. Refresh. Might regret this. Let's see. And click. Huh? It didn't explode. I mean, I knew that would happen. That's exactly what I intended. All things according to my plan. Pop OS is easy mode. Nothing wrong with that. If you're happy with it, stay with it. Not trying to convince you otherwise. Productivity is greater than fancy distro. Yeah, that's where I like. I mean, like, I can use Linux. I manage servers and stuff. I could go without the GUI. Now, back in the olden days, I wasn't as good at that kind of stuff, but I've managed enough servers now. I'd probably be fine in a more complex system. But there's also the fact that I just don't want to deal. Like, if I build a new system, oh, actually, that's a good point. I've been working on an old computer. That might be, yeah, that might be a good case, actually. So instead, I was going to say, if I get a new or build a new computer, I would be more willing to try like a different operating system on that than deal with migrating my current one. But I've been working on another desktop computer that is basically just an old one I had with a new or a wiped drive. And essentially, I'm setting it up so that instead of running an RTMP relay to stream to multiple streaming services like YouTube and Twitch, I would like it to run on this other computer. So I was working on that the other day and I was trying to start streaming, but as I was working on it, I found out the open source cargo crate that I was using, it could relay to itself very limitedly. It couldn't actually relay to YouTube or Twitch because it assumed that the relays, oh, what was it? It assumed essentially that all the relays had the same paths or wanted the same paths. So let's see. Essentially, you could like RTMP, like a local host type of thing, like one dot, let's say one. I think 35 is the default. And so if you had live and then like your my super secret key. So if you had that, you could set it up to relay to another server. So you could say, yeah, RTMP relay to this other one and say, okay, I'm going to RTMP relay to 2. But you were stuck with this. So you couldn't say, okay, well, you couldn't change this to like whatever blah dot twitch dot tv slash jojo byte whatever. Like you couldn't change it. You were stuck with whatever this main one was. So after a bunch of work of trying to figure it out, I realized, oh, no matter what I do, it's sending that, and I didn't want to take the time to try to modify this source code to do what I wanted. But I probably will go back to it, and if whoever is running that repository doesn't update it, I'll probably make a fork and either do the fixes, make a pull request, or maybe find an alternative that will let you like relay your stream. Because right now I have a setup that it's okay. It's not great though, and it's running on my own computer, and I'd rather it. So the same computer I'm running OBS on, but I don't know. Anyways, I haven't done much on that. Yes, I set up that computer, but I could probably wipe it one more time and try Nix on it. So that might be worth a try. So if you're on a fresh Nix install, how do you get i3 up and running? Does it come with a GUI installed, or do you have to install everything yourself? Nix shell. So that's how you install Node. All right, typing. Can I enlarge this? Oh yeah, I can. That way at least people can see what I'm watching. So NixP each time can be tedious. We can do better. Cat shell nix. Pause the video to understand the shell.nix. So make shell, blah, 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 shell hook, node E, console, log 2. Now go ahead and commit shell next to your repository. For the last, I'm going to start over so I can follow from the beginning. Wondering how to start using Nix. There are a few examples. Node console log, command not found. No node on this machine, no problem with Nix. So that's the package manager, Nix shell. Oh no. Wait, what? T Node.js, node. And now our environment has node without cluttering the user. Typing Nix shell dash p dot 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 each time can be tedious. We can do better. We can write everything down in shell.nix. Cat and shell. Pause the video to understand the shell mix. So what does it do? Packages, import. Oh, that's cool. I thought I was watching a video, but I can select the text. All right, import Nix packages. Here we import the Nix packages set. Packages dot make shell is a helper function that requires a name, dev environment, build inputs, and a list of packages. Packages Node.js, shell hook, bash to run when you enter the shell, echo start developing, pause the video. All right, do to enter dev environment simply Nix shell. Okay. Now go ahead and commit shell Nix to your repository and share your development environment. For the last example, let us build a minimal Docker image with Nix. Cat Docker, let us Nix. Pause the video. So import Nix and system, Nix packages, build layer image, Nix Redis latest, package Redis, okay. So Nix build, Redis Nix result, Docker load I result, Docker images grep Redis. The size of our Docker image is somewhere between a Debian and an Alpine image. Okay. Redis packaged and Nix packages is not optimized for small size. Let us fix this. Redis Nix, we override the default Redis build with 3 changes. Remove the Redis systemd support. Build a statically linked binary with muscle. Remove all binaries apart from Redis server. Now let's build the Docker image with our newly created minimal Redis. Docker Redis minimal Nix. Build the new Docker. All right. Result. Prep. Wow, that's cool. Did we just produce a Docker image smaller than Alpine? That's cool. You may have just changed my life, Tommy Luco. Because I was literally trying to figure out how to install Alpine on this other machine, and I couldn't really figure out how to do it. So if I could get NixOS running on that other machine, that would be bomb.com. Let's reset this. It's a little too zoomed in for my taste. Hmm. Hmm. All right, that's cool. Probably will try that out on this other computer. That seems like exactly like what I was looking for, so very cool. Thank you for sharing that. Okay, now where was I with the other stuff? I wanted to check this. New private window. Okay, so where am I? Well, I'm trying to test that. What's going on here? So I tested saving that. It should have run live broadcast, stream ID. So that should have bound it to the current live broadcast. So bind live. And it gave a status 200. And then it did the transition. And transition. What did that do? It also got a 200. Huh. Okay, let's refresh. Oh, and I'm logged out. Cute. All right, now I should be logged back in. Right? Yeah, I should. I'm gonna refresh anyways. Okay. Okay. See. Status and status. Live. Okay, it did update the status to testing. Interesting. But I thought if status is testing, you could, like test it. I don't, a little confused on what the purpose of testing is. Can't see it functioning. Like, shouldn't it be getting data? Let's, all right, let's try this again. Change title. Oh, it didn't work that time. Cannot read properties of reading ID info. YT insert live broadcast ID. Hmm. Oh, okay. And that's because, now it's checking for life cycle status is created. But now it is not status created. I'm assuming it's status testing. Okay. So whoops. Let's do that. And Yeah, that's not what I meant to do. Okay, created dot includes and testing. Okay. And that's getting kind of long, so I'm going to do that. Then I'm going to do this. And I'm going to do that. All right, save. Refresh. Change. Response. Why did I get the error? Oh. 403. Redundant transition. YouTube live broadcast. Okay, so I can't transition it because it's already in testing. All right. What's the parameter I'm looking at here? Broadcast status to live. All right. Let's see what happens. Refresh. Anchoring live. Oh, that's not going to update. Yeah, it's fine. Change title. Okay. Hmm. It should be live. Should. Oh, there we go. It took a moment. So. Where are we at? Where are we at? Well, look at that. Sweet. So I've got that one running. And shareable link. Try this. All right. I think that's cool. Broadcasts. Broadcasts. All right. Oh, that's a little bit funny. There's a huge delay. Maybe not huge, but like a 10 or 15-second delay in the one I just started. So I've got, see here. And that, oh, this is going to cause inception, isn't it? There's one stream. There should be the other stream. Kill that. So, Woohoo! That's two different streams, or two different broadcasts from the same stream. Okay. And I can close these now. That's getting trippy. Okay, so two different broadcasts from the same stream. How? I guess I should probably figure out how to kill this within here. I mean, I'm tempted to just do it through the YouTube API, but hmm. Hmm. What am I doing? So I think it was in here. Broadcast, conclude your broadcast. That's what I'm looking for. This concludes your test. Transition your broadcast status to complete. Okay, okay. So I should be able to just... Oh, I probably don't need to re-bind it once it's already bound. So now I could just do, let's see, complete. Is that what it was saying? All right. Refresh. See what happens. Ooh, it broke. It broke. And it broke because no insert live broadcast. Um, um, hmm. So now I don't have a testing or basically both of my broadcasts are now live. That's why. So it tried to find a testing or a created one, but now there aren't any with that status, so it can't find it, so it can't find the correct link. But I'm pretty sure the first one in this list. Let's see. Where is it? Is this it? So it's created. Life cycle status includes one of these. I guess for now, I'm just gonna kill it manually. So instead of complete and broadcast ID, I'm gonna paste that. Whoops, I don't want those. Save, refresh, change. Okay. Response type 200. Okay. So let's go back here. And it's dead. Sweet. Okay. Now I can undo that and save. All right. Okay. And I assume, yeah, all right. My mainstream is still going. That's good. Oh. Mm. Hmm. I am gonna take a short break. Let's see here. I'm gonna set it for 10 minutes, but I don't think I'll be that long. But yeah. Let's see. And Alright, I'll be back in a few. Well, hello. I think I've decided I would like a break. Yesterday not the short break. I think I'm going to take a longer break. Maybe an hour or two. As yesterday I streamed for 11 hours. 11 and a half hours straight without any breaks. So, yeah, I'm going to wrap up for a little bit here. But thank you for tuning in, and yeah. So, see which. There we go. There we go. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. Please like, follow, subscribe, whatever, and I think I'll likely be back on in a couple hours here. So see y'all.